We are hearing Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday we heard verses 9 and 10. The Supreme Lord is omniscient, eternal, all-controlling principle, subtlest of the subtle, supreme providence, eternally adolescent human form, inconceivable to human understanding, self-revealed like the self-luminous sun. You cannot, other things, you can illumine to see them. If you're in dark place, then you bring some light and then you will see that object in dark. But you cannot do this with the sun. Even if you bring so many lights in the nighttime, you cannot illumine the sun. You have to wait when he will come, and it is by his will. You have to wait for him, and when he will appear, you can see him by his grace, through his rays, and you have to open your eyes. That is our part. Like that, no one can know anything about Supreme Lord, actual knowledge of Supreme Lord, through any inductive, unsurrendered process. Impossible. Krishna will reveal himself to one who is surrendered to him, who is inclined to serve him. Otherwise, no contact, actual. One may think I have, but it is not actual. It is like fake money. Gurudev used to say for mantra. Sampradaya Bihinaje mantras Nishpalamata, that one from Padma Puran, one verse is there. Unless one receives mantra through 4 bona fide preceptorial channel, one of those 4, coming from Supreme Lord, that mantra will be fruitless. You have to receive it from. And we see in the Gadadhar Pandit's case, he was initiated into mantra, and he was also authorized as guru, and he was giving mantra, but one day he gave to someone who was not qualified, had no faith. Then Gadadhar Pandit himself lost that mantra. Then one may say, he can remember it is same mantra, and it is on the paper which he got. So how he lost it? He can remember he has on the paper. No, he lost it, because mantra is not under our control. It is not different from Supreme Lord. It has to be by his will. If you make some offense, then you will lose it. Krishna gave such system. If you commit this sort of offense, then you will lose that mantra. It is Krishna's will, so he can do everything. So Gadadhar Pandit realized this, that he lost it. So, and also Gurudev said, like in India they have such money, it has to be signed by government. So outwardly you may have some money notes, but if that signature is not there, that will look like money, but it will have no value. Like that, Gurudev said, you have to get mantra from bona fide guru at whose back Krishna is there. Will of Krishna is there. He is authorizing him to give mantra. Not everyone can give mantra or can get mantra. Those who will be inclined to serve, they can get from authorized source. But if they will commit some offense, then they can lose it also. We cannot control Supreme Lord. That is not possible. So that is fake money. So also Gurudev said, there should be lifeful seed. Devotional seed which we get, it should have life in it. Otherwise, that will be fruitless. Life means it is authorized from bona fide preceptorial channel and authorized guru. And authorized disciple, he will receive it. But it may happen The disciple may commit offense, he will lose it. If Guru commits offense, he will also lose it. It is there in Harinam Chintamani also. If Guru commits such mistake, then he should, there is some procedure there, what he has to do to atone for that, like Gadadhar Pandit also did. So this is self-luminous, self-effulgent, self-revealed. He has his own will, and his will is supreme. Krishna is asamordva, means no one is equal to him, no one is higher than him, more than him, even not equal. So he is not under our control, under our manipulation. He is his own supreme power, will. And only those who will be inclined to serve him, they will have contact with him and they will get absolute bliss. His self-effulgent, eternal, beautiful human form, human H capital human form, not like our human form, but looks like human. The shape is like that, but he is not human. He has eternal form, that is eternal form and unlimited and all-powerful. So H capital human form transcends the ever-changing, gloomy and deluding sphere of nature. Ever-changing, this is always changing. Buddhists, by their meditation, they can realize this fact, that here everything is changing all the time. It is a fact. And by their meditation, they directly observe that. And they also realize, if you are attached to something, or if you want to exploit, you will have to suffer because of that. So you have to be detached. And detachment for them is highest bliss, because there are no waves of suffering. But that is not highest bliss, and that cannot fulfill any jiva. It is less suffering. No waves of suffering, but it is not fulfilling. There is another side to it. So here, his self-effulgent, eternal, beautiful human form transcends the ever-changing and gloomy, means like dark, and deluding. It is deceiving, bewildering, illusion, deluding sphere of nature. We think it is eternal, like phantasmagoria. We think there is water there, but there is no water there. So for this world, we think it is eternal, it is blissful, it is conscious, but it is not. Totally opposite. So we cannot get what we require. We are Satchidananda. We require Satchidananda. Atma requires Atma for her sustenance, not Anatma, something material. So Satchidananda wants Satchidananda. And this world is not Satchidananda, but appears like that, but it is not. So when death draws near, do contemplate on that Parampurush, the Supreme Lord, of eternal beautiful form, with steady at mind and unflinching devotion, keeping the prana, vital air, in between the two eyebrows by the practice of yoga just mentioned. This practice of yoga is the means of concentrating the attention, that it may not be deviated from the central integer, means Parabrahman, means Supreme Lord. Owing to the sufferings and troubles at the time of death. Because at the time of death, there is suffering and troubles and so many things. So you have to be prepared before. You have to practice before this yoga process, bhakti yoga process, so that at the time of death, your mind can be concentrated on Krishna. Your consciousness will already transcend all these material happenings and everything. You will be above this, and your mind will be on Krishna. That is our Nishkinchan Maharaj also told. We have to die before we die. Means we have to realize who I am before I die. Then your Atma's mind, Atma has her own mind, spiritual mind, not this material mind. Her mind will be attached, will be thinking of Krishna, irregardless of what is going on with the body and material mind. That so you have to die your false ego before you give up this body. Then that will be no problem for you. You will blissfully, you will go. This practice of yoga enables a yogin to get at me, the Param Purusha. Like Gurudev explained, if there is earthquake on the earth, but you are in the flight airplane, then what is going on in the earth, it does not affect you. You are above that. Like that, realized soul, he's not affected by any material changes and disturbances and suffering and all this of the body and material mind. He's already in his real self, and with that real self, he is connected, he is having attention, he's thinking of Krishna. So whatever disturbances may come at the time of death, that does not affect him. His concentration is always on Supreme Lord. Like one time, I asked Srila Bharati Maharaj. He was saying something about some suffering due to some disease, something. Then I think Boshuda said, but pure devotees, they don't suffer. Then he said, yes, I'm not suffering because of disease, but I am suffering because my sevaks, they're fighting which medicine I should take. Ayurvedic or this or natural, all this. That is why I am disturbed, but not because of disease. And at another time, I said to Bharati Maharaj, you should always see the grace of Supreme Lord in all circumstances. So when I got jaundice in India, my body was very weak. So I asked him how I should see this as a grace of Supreme Lord. Then Bharati Maharaj told, now it is the grace of Krishna, so now you will not have to go here and there. You can stay in one place and you do Harinam. Because if you will have to go here and there for preaching, then you would have to take all that Rajasic food and all these things. So Krishna gave you this chance that you can stay peacefully in one place and do Harinam always. That is his. And another time, Bharati Maharaj told me, when I was asking about health something, then he said, yes, you have to take care of your health as much as practically possible, because if you have some disease or something, then that to you, for you, it is applicable that will take away your attention. It will take to that pain or like this. He said, in my case, my remembrance of Krishna will not be disturbed by any disease. Cannot be. Directly he told me. Because he is beyond that. But I am not. So for me, I should take care of health as far as practically possible so that my attention will not be stolen by that I can concentrate. But for those who realized soul, in any circumstance, their remembrance of Krishna will not be disturbed. But we cannot imitate that platform. We have to attain it. Then you can act like that. You can tolerate everything in life. But if you are not, then it is for the sake of your bhajan that you should keep your body and mind fit for this purpose. So here also Krishna is telling, you should practice this yoga so that you will attain that platform when you will have concentration on me. It will not be deviated. Even at the time of death, when there are so many disturbances in the body and all functions, they will go step by step, they will go down. You cannot eat, you cannot drink, you cannot do anything. They gradually, one by one, they will switch off. It will go in this step. Like child, when he's born, gradually, more and more he will become active in this world. But when you are dying, one by one, all those functions are leaving you. And that is great disturbance and suffering and everything. If you are in body consciousness, if you are attached in misconception of self. But for pure devotee, realized soul, he's only seeing like Krishna says in Gita before, like giving up old cloth and taking new one. So no disturbance. Like we are now, and we, after sleeping, then we give up that old cloth and take bath and take new clothes. So no problem. Like that, giving up body for realized soul is no problem. But one who is not realized, it is a problem. Suffering. So we have to die before we die. Die before we die. Nishkinchan Maharaj told me, you have to die your false ego, misconception of self. Then your death will not be problem. It will be no problem. It will be like giving up the cloth. Old. Yat aksharam veda vido vadanti vishanti yat yatayo vitaraga yat ichanto brahmacharjam charanti tat te padam sangrahena pravakshe. I shall now tell you the process as to how to attain the ultimate goal, designated Akshara, which means Parampurush, Supreme Person, by the Pandits versed in the Vedic lore, in whom dwell the austere ascetics, detached from the slightest tinge of worldly affinities, and for whom the brahmacharis observe the life of chastity. Gurudev said, Ambarish Maharaj could gradually conquer all his desires by performing sadhana. It is not that, oh, I have so many desires, I have so many attachments, I have all this, so I'm useless, I'm not pure devotee, so better I don't do anything, because I'm not eligible. But that is foolishness. Jivas, we are Jivas, we are eternal servants of Krishna, and we went to this world and we made many bad habits like this. It is there, different depths. But if by good fortune you come in contact with pure devotee, then he will inspire you that this is not good, you should serve Supreme Lord. And such pure devotee knows where you are now at your present situation. He knows better than you know. He knows why he's telling you to do this. Why? If you are useless, ousted, then why he's giving this inspiration? Because he knows that every jiva is eligible to worship Krishna, because all are children of God, same God. Everyone has that opportunity, and gradually he can remove all those bad habits and attachments and like this, and he can, and this is the only his welfare. That is his only welfare, like one who started taking drugs and he's now addicted. So now we may say, oh, he's lost, useless, let him die, let him take more, and nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. But it is not so. Those who have compassion, they know that he can come out from that. How far he is, he can come out. Gurudev also knows. This jiva is very far. Yes, but her only welfare is, should come to Krishna. And from where she is, from there she should start her journey and can come. Maybe it will take some time, it is naturally, but that is the only thing worth trying for. Or if anyone has any compassion, actual compassion, he will try to do this. He will not say, no, you are useless, you are nothing can be done with you, nothing, you are totally useless, so better you go on with those things and you die. No one, no any sadhu can say like this. Sadhu will always try to inspire jiva from where she is to serve Krishna and gradually come out. That is why here it is said that there are some ascetics who are detached from the slightest tinge. They don't even have the slight tinge of attachment to them. They exist, they are. But since I'm not like that, so better I don't do anything. That is not the point here. Gradually one can attain to this platform by practicing sadhana from where he is, under the guidance of bona fide guru. He will devise the means for everyone from where he is. Because anyhow, even if he does not, then he will just increase that suffering all the time. So what is the use? There is no use. It can never fulfill him. It will give him suffering. He will repent. He will regret. He will search for the solution. That is inevitably, it will happen eventually. He will search for a solution. And this is the solution. So we have to, only you have to do it. Sarvadvarani samyamya manohridi nirudya cha murdni adhyayatmanah pranam astito yoga dharanam. There are two verses here together. One more. Om iti ekaksharam brahma. Om iti ekaksharam brahma. Vyaharan mam anusmaran. Yah prayati tyajan deham. Sayati paramam gatim. By practicing the above yoga, he who controls the mind and the senses keeps the prana, vital air, in between the two eyebrows and mutters the Vedic mantra Om, attains my lotus feet in the blissful realm when he leaves this mortal frame. So we are by, here Krishna is speaking. And this same Krishna taught, I spoke Bhagavad Gita, I gave all instructions, but they are not following. So I will have to teach by my own example. I will have to practice myself and preach with my own example. Example is better than precept. So this same Krishna came in this Kali Yuga, blessed Kali Yuga, but in the mood of Radharani. Radharani is more merciful, most merciful. That is why Mahaprabhu is most merciful. So directly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is his teaching? Parang Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. All victory to Shri Krishna Sankirtanam means Shri means beauty or attributes, means Radharani. Krishna means Krishna. So Shri Krishna Sankirtana means Radha Krishna Kirtan. Means Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this Mahamantra Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to us to always chant. Then we can get, and not this like asana and so many things, but khaite shuite jatata ta namloy deshkal niyam nahi sarva siddhi hoy. No any rules and regulations, time, place, purity, impurity, no. For uttering holy name. Even in the toilet you can chant. Not with japa mala, but you can chant without mala. Loudly you can chant. So merciful. No restriction. And yesterday I got one grace of Krishna. It was Ekadashi, so I was planning I will chant on mala more. But something happened for the job, something I had to go, but at first it looked like only very near some place I have to go and quickly come back. But by Krishna's will, it was not like that. I had to go very far and it took much time. But I was thinking it is by the grace of Krishna. And then I was chanting and then I understood that actually Krishna is so merciful in Kali Yuga. We can never say that something is wasting our time, because at any time we can chant Harinam. If you chant Harinam, that is the service of Krishna. So you can do it in any circumstance, in any time you can chant. So you cannot blame or any circumstance, nothing, because in any circumstance and at any health condition or whatever, you can chant. So I was thinking, if I would be yoga practitioner, then I would have to, like, it is possible in the morning, and that asana, you have to sit and do this, so many things are there. But this process you can do at any time, in any place, any circumstance, and there is no wastage of time. At any time you can chant. So this realization I got yesterday, that with all other processes of upliftment, there are so many restrictions and so many, like you cannot do pranayama and asana while you are driving car. It is impossible, you cannot. But you can chant Harinam even while driving car, while lying down, while eating, you can chant Harinam at any time. So there is no restriction. That is why Mahaprabhu said in second verse of Shikastaka, you are so merciful. You gave us holy names which are all powerful, non-different from you. And no restriction of time, place, nothing. You are so unlimitedly merciful. We cannot find any hole in your mercy at any time, any place. But it is my misfortune. I am having no liking, but from your side, full grace, unlimited grace. So, from my side, I have no liking to chant Harinam because of my so much these bad habits and offenses and anarthas and so many things. So, if one will regret about this, and he will sincerely he will regret and he will want to progress in devotion, then to such a sincere soul, Krishna and Gurudev and Vaishnavas, they will always come to help. He's not blaming anyone. He's saying it is my misfortune, but he's eager to do. He wants that. He's unable, but he wants. So this desire, this sincerity, it will attract, this humbleness and sincerity, it will attract the grace of Guru, Vaishnava. They will give us some support, help, always, if we want. If we don't want, then there is no need to get any help when we don't want. So Mahaprabhu himself, by his own example, he showed this. You are so merciful, but I am so polluted, so dirty. He himself shown. So he did not say this process is meant only for pure devotees. It is meant for all jivas. It is meant for dirty jivas to come out from dirt. This is to rescue the fallen souls, not to. It will nourish liberated souls. That is true. Liberated souls, they will taste rasa. That is true. That is also Harinam will give rasa, but it is also true that Harinam will rescue the fallen souls. For this reason he appeared, to rescue the fallen souls. We sing that song of Narottam Thakur, Golokero Prema Dham, Harinam Sankirtan. That is, and then Joto Chilo, that Pato Ki, Papi Chilo, that song is there, I forgot now. Dino Hino Joto Chilo, Dino Hino Joto Chilo, Sobe Harina Udharilo, Tar Shaki Jagai Armadhai. How much one may be sinful and fallen. Dino Hino Joto Chilo, but how much he will be rescued by Harinam. And we have evidence, Jagai and Madhai. Their sins were so much that Chitragupta, who is inside our heart, who is writing, recording everything what we are doing, and then he will report to Yamaraj. Then Yamaraj will give decision. So that Chitragupta said, their list, Jagai Madhai, their list of sins has no end. Not like 10 pages or like 100 pages or like this. He said there is no end to their sins on their paper. But they were rescued by Mahaprabhu by submitting and chanting Harinam. So, Dinuhino Jota Chila, Harinam Udarila, Tar Shaki, they are evidence, they are witness to this fact. It is fact, it is for everyone. So we have to chant. Here Krishna says Om, but in Kali Yuga he says Mahamantra to everyone. You chant. And no time, place restriction, nothing. You just chant. And now Krishna is telling here, Ananya chetah satatam yomam smarati nityashaha tasyaham sulabah partha nityajuktasya yoginaha. O Arjuna, I am easily accessible to that bhakti yogin who is ever intent on me and remembers me at all times and under all circumstances with single-minded and unsullied devotion. Unsullied or this pure devotion. Yes, what we have to come to this platform of always remembering him. How? By practicing. That is Nishtha. Constant remembrance of Krishna is Nishtha stage. So I don't have Nishtha, so better I give up everything. I'm useless. I'm out of the game. I have nothing to do there. No, that is third verse. But there is second verse and there is first verse. So for whom that first and second verse is meant? If only those who are pure devotees, they are eligible. Then for whom second and first? First means you have to have faith in chanting. And second verse is you have to realize your drawbacks, but try to practice to remove those drawbacks with the help of sadhu sangha. Then when you will practice that stage, sadhu sangha, bhajana, kriya, anartha, nibriti, the more anarthas will go away, the more you can fix your mind to the object of worship, Krishna, and you will come to the Nishtha stage. And this easily can be done by chanting Harinam. Explanation to this verse. Karma Mishra Bhakti, devotion where karma predominates, was dealt with while explaining Artha, Jigyasu, Arthartin, and Gyanin. Those four types of persons who have Sukriti and they are found in certain circumstance, like Gajendra, he is distressed, so at that time he will take shelter of Supreme Lord. Someone will want to know, he will take shelter of Supreme Lord. Like Dhruva, he will want bigger kingdom, he will worship Supreme Lord. There are four types, and Gyanis, the Shukadev, like. So that will be Karma Mishra Bhakti till they lead to the attainment of liberation, bereft of decrepitude and death. Decrepitude, we heard that, old age and invalidity and death. Yoga Mishra Bhakti has been dealt with in this chapter, giving at intervals some hints for the realization of pure devotion. Now I shall deal with unflinching devotion. O Arjuna, I am easily accessible to those who always remember me with single-minded and unsullied devotion, because that devotion is free from all ulterior desires. In other words, I am not accessible or intelligible to those who resort to Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, or Yoga Mishra Bhakti. That is to say, devotion where Bhakti plays only a subordinate part, either for karma, gyan, or yoga. So one will worship Krishna, one will chant, will do this, but for attaining worldly some things. That is, Bhakti will be subordinate for some other end. And Jnani will want liberation, Yoga will want mystical powers. So that is all mixed with some other desires. That is not pure. But one can easily attain Krishna by pure devotion when intent is to satisfy Krishna. So for this, we need such association of such pure devotees and practice according to their guidance. And in Bhakti Yoga also there is a stage called Anartha Nivriti when you practice in such a way that gradually all your anarthas can be removed. Mamupetya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gataha. Great devotees are not subject to rebirth, which is full of misery and is liable to destruction, because they have attained the acme of their desires, which is eternal service to me, the all-beautiful eternal Supreme Lord, in their unalloyed existence. When I was reading Gita for the first time, then I could not understand those verses where it was said, then yogi, he can easily give up body and go out from here and this. Then I thought, why it is so much? And it was like very good. Then I could not understand what is the purpose. Why is it so good to go out from body? I don't want that. I thought, yes, I can worship Krishna, but for some worldly this, I'm in this world for some worldly enjoyment and all this. Why they are putting so much stress on giving up the body? What is the problem with the body and this? Because in that stage you think like that. Then you realize gradually what is in your real interest. Gradually that comes. So here explanation, unadulterated, single-minded, loving devotion to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna is the criterion of bhakti. Setting aside all fruits of karma, jnana and yoga, he who practices pure devotion with undeviated attention attains his lotus feet in the long run. Ultimately he will attain. So it does not that devotee has no any desire. He has desire, and it is not that devotee is unhappy. His desires are unfulfilled. No. What devotee desires and what are his fulfillment of desires, that bliss makes you see all other things as insignificant because of having higher taste. It is not abstract or only in theory or something. So we are afraid. I will have to give up this, I will have to give up that, then how I will live, how I will be happy. So many things give up and then I will have nothing. So we are afraid. But if you get that actual bliss, which is fulfilling you, then you don't want to keep this. You will say, I don't want this. That is Mahaprabhu also shown in the 4th verse. Our God sister, she told me, in Kartik time, we are singing that song. Nahi magi deha sukho vidyadhana jan. Prabhu tava pada juge mor nivedam. Nahi magi deha sukho vidyadhana jan. She said, I cannot sincerely sing this song. I don't want any bodily happiness. Here it says, O Supreme Lord, I am putting this prayer to you. Nahi magi deho sukho. I don't want any bodily happiness. Nahi magi deho sukho. Vidya, no any knowledge or money or worldly relations or this. I don't want. So she told me, I cannot sing this sincerely. So, and she was feeling some like sorry for that, regret. So I told her, of course you cannot, because you are not on the 4th shloka. That is 4th shloka. That is Ruchi stage. We are now not on Ruchi stage. When you will get taste of Supreme Lord, transcendental taste, then you will sincerely say this prayer. I don't want anything. Like there are 2 glasses. In one glass there is sand. In one glass there is pure water. and you are thirsty. So you drink this sand. Then how you will feel? Your trouble will increase. You wanted to remove your trouble and get happiness, but it will increase. But once you try this one, you get water, then is it difficult to say, I don't want this? Is it difficult? No, I don't want to drink sand when I'm thirsty. I don't want. Without any trouble, you will say this because you have the real thing. So I told her, when you attain ruchi, means you will taste the bliss of service of Supreme Lord, that is transcendental bliss without any limitation, and really it will fulfill your soul, yourself, then very easily you will say, I'm not praying for all these things. But now when we don't have that ruchi, then we are afraid to say this. How I can say I don't pray for any, I don't want any money. How I can say this? It is impossible. But those who have taste of Krishna, they can say, I'm not praying for any money to you. Easily. So here one who gets that taste, he's setting aside all other desires. No desire. This fourth verse of Shikastaka means I don't want dharma, artha, kama, moksha. I don't want. That is the real meaning. Nothing I want. I only want your service. And this is not theoretically he's saying. From his realization he's saying. From the heart he's saying, I don't want anything. Because he's tasting higher bliss. So I told her, you are now not in fourth shloka. First we have to practice first shloka. We are hearing during Kartik. Pratama shlok bhaja kichudin, dvitiya shlokete tabe ho doktrabin, chari shloke bhajan pakka koro, chari shloke bhajan kramashak bhajan pakka koro, pancham shlokete nija sida deho boro. First you have to practice first verse for some days. Then when you become eligible, means when you accomplish first verse, you have firm belief in Nama Sankirtan. By serving Krishna, we serve all, and we can serve him by Nama Sankirtan. Then you are eligible to go to second verse. Then you will realize there's so many, I have dirty things in my heart. So many dirty things. So it is bad. So I have to remove this. Please help me. He has this desire. Then, when you practice sincerely removal of anarthas and attaching to Krishna, then you will gradually come to third verse when you will constantly be able to do service. And then, when you will constantly do service, then you will come to Ruchi platform. You will taste that ambrosia. Then easily you will say, I don't want anything. But not now. How you can say? Sincerely we cannot say. We can utter the verse, but we cannot mean it. I don't want anything. Even outwardly we may think, yes, I only want Krishna. But subconsciously we have so many things we are not aware of. They are revealed. Gurudev sees everything already and he can show you. One time he showed me that he can show all. What you are not aware, he can show. But he did not discourage me. I said, then what I can do? Then he said, you go on associating with pure devotees. Then one day will come in your life when you will be able to say this sincerely from the heart. I don't want anything except the service of Krishna. Then immediately that time you will get darshan of Krishna. Same time. So Gurudev encouraged me. He knows I'm full of desires, full of dirt, full of everything, but he did not say, okay, yes, then you are useless. Go out. I kick you out. Go away from here. You are so bad. So you go out. He did not say this. He said, yes, you are dirty, fully dirty. But for that reason, you have to associate with pure devotees. They will inspire you to serve Krishna and they will give you strength and guidance and everything, and you will practice. Then you will come out from this dirt. So tomorrow, most probably we will have program here with devotees because it is Panihati festival of Raghunath Das Goswami. He got the grace of Nityananda Prabhu. He served Nityananda Prabhu and he was rescued from all worldly obstacles. Everything he was rescued. By submitting to Nityananda Prabhu and serving him and his associates, he was rescued by the grace of Nityananda. So we can also be rescued by Nityananda Prabhu, Gurudev. He came for this reason. He came to this world just for this reason, to rescue us, fallen souls. He has no any other business. So most probably have program with devotees not yet finalized. In that case, there will be no Skype tomorrow. Otherwise, there will be Skype. So I will write here on chat, and maybe my mother can find from last year if there is Harikatha recording, then you can hear that. Or otherwise, it is in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Antya Lila, when Raghunath Das Goswami's topic is there. There you will find that Panihati festival, and also in Gurudev's book, Chaitanya's Associates, there it is more in brief, this festival. The point was, Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to go to Mahaprabhu, but he was entangled in his house. So he took shelter of Nityananda Prabhu, and by his grace, he could remove all obstacles. So we can also remove. It is meant for us. Raghunath Das Goswami is already liberated, so, but he's teaching us by his own example. If you will take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu, you can be rescued. So I will write here on chat.